All right, same property, right? Orient Point. There's like 18 zones here. So this was the first zone, and we're back in the front yard. And I have to go through all the drip zones. It's really important to this homeowner here that these drip zones work nicely. Once again, they have really nice plants, like this beautiful tree here. Okay. They also have beautiful hydrangeas and golden emeralds, beach grasses, and boxwoods. I mean, Nantucket, Nantucket. You got it. That's what it is. So it's important to them, and this strip isn't perfect. And the other thing that I explained to the property manager before, and we touch on this a lot in the tip, especially Dog from Norski Incorporated. He does a ton of structural repair, and that is what will happen from the lack of maybe knowledge or oversight. Okay, so what happens every year? We come here, we turn on the sprinklers, we run through it, we fix it, we make it right. The landscaper comes, they throw mulch down, everybody's happy, we water. There's a problem, and it happens over time, and it doesn't always happen, but it does. And when it does happen, it's called water damage. That's what it's called. And depending on what it's damaging, depends on how much it costs you to fix it. So what happens is every year they mulch, keep going up and up and up and up and up and up. So you get to the point where look how much up we've gotten. We've gotten from the ground, the grade, all the way past the tar. Okay? And this could have soil up to here, as long as the mulch didn't go much farther and it was always maintained. But there are parts where you can look down here and you can see where the mulch is almost touching the siding. Mind you, this is cedar siding. It wicks water. Moisture rises. That's how it happens. There's good and there's bad here. Okay, the drip irrigation on this property is not close to the house. Okay, you see how far off the plants are? That's the way to do it. Keep it off the house. The other thing that you don't have, and it's a double-edged sword. It's not, we're not God, so I can't bend water or stop it from blowing in the wind. But we can do the best we can to design it not to be on the house. And that's where you have heads that shoot away from it. Now the wind right now is blowing west, okay? But if it were to blow north, it would blow right on this house. And what I try to do on all foundation beds around the houses, no matter what, is a drip irrigation zone like you have here. This is a hunter-style drip irrigation zone. And what I do differently than most people, once again, this is not installed by me, but you can see if I pull this up, that this is actually something that the homeowner wants me to work on. So while I'm here, this is part of my job. Okay? So what I don't like is two things. Okay, first of all, the drip has no fittings in it, so the water can't flow through pipes in a manner where everything flows evenly. What happens is it's like trying to push all the water through a straw for 1,000 feet. Eventually, you just run out of pressure, you run out of water. It's hard to keep blowing on the straw. And that's what happens. And certain things lack water. So if you can actually run pipes that are going to feed these drip lines in multiple locations, which means it comes out of the ground, it connects into here, and flows water through it from the zone. Okay? And you can add more of them as you go down the line to connect to your drip that's installed correctly. Okay? And what I mean correctly is this needs 2 loops around it, not just one. And they tried to achieve it here. But what I do differently is I use drip fittings. They're called Hunter tees and cross tees. Okay? And what I do is I do an interior radius, and then I do an exterior radius. And I connect them. And then I connect them to the next line. In this situation, this calls for a grid. This would be a ring and a double ring to give this tree a sufficient amount of water, especially these plants here. These plants here are one of the hardest ones we have here on Long Island. It's a hydrangea. It's derived from water, the word, the name of the plant. And they require a ton of it. It brings you to another point where you want separation and control of things on your property, because this requires more than those do. So there you go. You have a situation already. That's with drip here. Maybe this needs to be by itself in this hydrangea foundation, and we do all the hydrangeas separately, and then we do all the arborvitaes separately, or the emeralds, or the specimen trees, right? Same thing goes with the lawn style applications, mist heads in this little area with rotary shooting out in front of it. Ideally, that's how it would be. That's kind of what it is. It's all about design. You got to think about the future. what they need and what they want, and that you can have a system that actually supplies the ET of a landscape. And the ET is the evapotranspiration. And what that means is that each plant or each specimen is getting exactly what it requires. And here on Long Island, if you know your region, which is whether you're in Orient Point or you're in Southampton or East Hampton, nothing changes but the weather. The plants are still the same plants. The grass is still the same grass. Maybe there's different varieties, different golden emeralds, and so have you. But what they still need is water, sunlight, and the proper amount of it.